Hello and welcome to Lionbytes, a channel dedicated to all things relating to the Northwest R1 School District and to the region it serves. It's our goal to bring to light the history, culture, events, and people of our area. This is our first Lionbytes episode. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. If you have any ideas that might make an interesting episode, please get in touch. Thank you. Any historical adventure into the R1 area should surely give proper homage to the late Della Lang. Mrs. Lang, a retired English teacher, along with a team of hard-working volunteers, took on the incredible mission of creating a library system for our area. It was an extremely difficult project, but in May of 1978, because of the efforts of 12 great ladies, the Community Library Association was formed, and then the first library opened in High Ridge. As a part of the strategy to raise funds for our library system, Della Lang wrote, published, and sold 6 books. The books are Along Old Gravois, County Schools, The Best of Reflections, The Legend of House Springs, River City, a book about Fenton, and On the Road to History. To write these books, Lang interviewed many Jefferson County residents, undertook hours of research, and wrote scores of articles for Reflections, a magazine Della published. We owe a huge debt of gratitude to Della Lang and that entire team of volunteers. For creating the libraries in our area, for sure, but also, and maybe more importantly, for saving the countless pieces of history for this place we Lions call home. Our first episode of Lionbytes brings us a story brought to the public's eye by Della Lang. I found it in her book, On the Road to History. One of the communities in the R1 district is that of Rock Creek. This largely Bohemian community was originally settled by mostly Czechoslovakian immigrants. Familiar family names from that community are Nalick, Swaller, Light, Bonaker, who resettled in House Springs, and Brook. This community boasted both a Catholic and a public school, a mercantile store, and many farming families. And yet the community gained the region's accolades because of a local baseball team. Mr. and Mrs. A.P. Brook had 10 boys and 1 girl. Those boys loved their baseball about as much as anything in life. But since they were on a farm, baseball always took a back seat to chores. Their love for the game was very deep-seated. Descendant Dennis Brook, our NHS classmate from 1971, still had the game in his blood. Well, as the boys grew up, some married and ventured out on their own. One of the brothers, Oscar, perished in World War I. The other 9 boys, even though grown men, generally managed to make it back to the farm on Sundays and holidays. First, of course, they would feast on their mom's delicious fried chicken, and then they would engage in a game of baseball on the old home field. Though some of the brothers had played on local area teams, the 9 brothers had never played together as an organized team of their own. That is, until Brother Glenn envisioned the prospect. There was unanimous agreement about the idea. So Howard, Herbert, Milton, Kermit, Elmer, Clarence, Herman, and Walter chose Glenn as their team captain. In their first official game, they took on the neighboring Maxfield team and trounced them 20-1. The brothers went on to play many games together, and they were quite popular wherever they ventured to compete. But life does go on. After laying untouched for a good number of years, the Brooks Brothers baseball field was finally put back into use in the 1960s and 70s when the High Ridge Quarry League needed a place for the kids to play. I personally remember playing at that field as an atom in the Corey League for House Springs, having not so much a clue as to the history and the reverence of the ground upon which I stood. And reading Della Lang's account really gave me my own personal Field of Dreams moment. I understand that the quality of this Lionbytes episode is far, far below what you've come to expect from AV presentations at this point in your life. Bear with me, we are learning, a task much more difficult for both old dogs and old lions. Nonetheless, a like and a share would be greatly appreciated. Until next episode, keep the pride in your heart.